Part 8. See, I've been going through this journey always thinking it's God and not anything that I have done wrong or failed to do when He asks. I continue attending BR every Thursday. In November, they build a threshing floor. If you have never heard the story about Gideon and the threshing floor, you should go read it. A lady tells us about a vision God gave her for BR to build a threshing floor on the property. When she tells the story about Gideon, he was a man who was scared and afraid, and he was hiding. God sent an angel to tell him to stop hiding, that He wanted to use him for something. Gideon could not believe it, and he was like, "Me? Why me? I'm a nobody." Then she goes on to say, "Some of us are like Gideon, and we keep hiding. Men, did that light up my spirit? That was me all the way. I wish I could tell you that I completely got it at this point, but no, I didn't. But I knew it hit home. So I got a stone. Actually, a couple. Not really knowing why I got more than one. Ended up being, I placed the other two stones for my family. I am not a good prayer person, if you ask me. I just don't have the right words to say. But that night, praying over those stones, words were just flowing out of my mouth. I began praying and then realized I was praying for a specific person. Not sure why they even came to my mind, but in that moment, they did. The more and more I prayed, I began to cry. Before I knew it, all of my tears were all over those stones. I got up and sat on a rock behind me, trying to wipe away my tears. And a lady approached me. She said, "While you were praying, God told me to look up at you. He told me, 'See her? She is a princess warrior. Now go tell her.'" I told her thank you, but I was so confused. After she walked away, my thoughts were, "God, what is it with you in these one word conversations with me?" See, months before, He told a girl to tell me I was a lioness. When she told me that, I thought to myself, isn't the lioness the one who does all the work? Then the next thought that came to me was, that sucks. So now, the warrior word, I thought, what are you trying to tell me? I don't want to be a warrior. I don't want to be strong. This is what I have always pretended to be, is strong. Crazy thing is, it never dawned on me to just stop and let God tell me what He was trying to tell me. I just assumed, and then I ran with it. I am now learning that I need to take all my questions to God and wait for Him to answer me. By now, all I keep hearing is that I need to be still and spend more time with Him. My home and work life are super busy, and the distractions are a dime a dozen. So, as you can see, I have every excuse in the book not to be still and spend time with God. It just doesn't fit in my schedule. See, I never really stopped to think that maybe I need to put it in my schedule. Then there will be no excuse as to why I don't have time in my day to spend time with the Lord. November 10th, 2022. I have been going to BR now for about 4 months. I am not one to get up and go ask for prayer. I am learning to not stay so closed up. Michelle came in and was praying for anyone who needed healing. I just felt in my spirit to get up and go get prayer. I actually was going to ask for healing for my blood pressure, but when I got up there, no words came out, and she just began. Next thing I knew, she was singing Hush Little Baby Lullaby. Of course, I began to cry. I just couldn't believe that that's what came out of her mouth. Then she said, "Sing it with me." I started singing, but realized quickly, do I know all the words? She prayed, "God, line this body up with your word." Hannah wept so much that Eli thought she was drunk. It's now time to rejoice for the promise. She told me to thank him for the child of my womb. That same evening, a lady came up to me and said that God showed her something else. She said that he is birthing something in me, and it's so big that he has to double it. She told me to not let this confuse me. If I'm honest, it has been on my mind ever since she told me. Everyone in the kingdom seems to have a purpose, and at that moment, I wasn't sure I had one. So this was huge for me to hear, but at the same time, disappointing, because I still didn't know what it was. So the next boot camp night, I go to the Holy Spirit class, because now I'm searching for my purpose, and I want God to speak to me. The class was amazing, but as the teacher was about to close in prayer, I couldn't help but feel like I got nothing from God. I was even feeling like maybe I don't even know what it sounds like for him to speak to me. In the middle of the prayer, the teacher stops and she says my name. And oh man, I was so excited. And then she said, "It's your husband." I was so confused. She said, "God said he needs encouragement, grace, patience, and love. He hopes you can find the words to give him that." Now you would think that I would have been excited, right? I was waiting for God to speak to me. Wrong. I was mad and frustrated. Why are we talking about my husband? He is not even here, Lord. I am. And I want to hear from you on my purpose, not about my husband.